Welcome back to Lecumen Fab Works, boys. On the road today, heading to Competitor's Edge. My buddy Jamie, the man, the myth, the legend, engine builder and tuner. If you haven't already seen his channel, go check him out, boys. Competitor's Edge. He is a very smart individual, and he is creating quite a name for himself in our area. And obviously, if he needs my help, I am there. He is working on a 302. It's a supercharged deal. Small little Whipple supercharger on there. And he needs an alternator bracket. Apparently the factory one interferes with the nose of the supercharger. And so he asked me if I could build him something. And obviously I said yes. I love building stuff. And this gives me an excuse to use my CNC. If I can keep it working, you know, long enough to make it worth his while. If not, I'll make it by hand. No, I'm kind of excited to do this project. He kind of sent me a picture of kind of what he's kind of looking for, so I already have an idea of what he's looking for. Should be easy to draft up. I brought my computer with so I can make measurements right there, do the drafting right there, and that way I can try to, you know, do something kind of right now, you know, because I don't have much time. He wants it done in 2 weeks. All in all, I should be able to do that. Problem is him and me were also going to go racing next weekend, and I haven't spent time on my race car. To be honest, I'll be surprised if it starts. So I was hoping to spend this weekend doing that, but instead, you know, friend needs you, friend needs you. So we're going to try getting that done. Yeah, we'll see what we can do for him. I'll do a little bit of time lapse of me measuring up and drafting and stuff like that. We'll keep it simple on this video, and then once we get it cut and on the car, we'll do a recap. How's that? Keep it simple. You guys don't have to hear me talk for too long. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and maybe the thumbs up button. You know, the YouTube thing really likes it. Leave me a comment, especially if you see me about to do something stupid. I'd appreciate that. Stay tuned. Well, guys, back at my shop now. Didn't take any films at Competitor's Edge shop, Jamie's shop. Just kind of got carried away, got into the moment, just getting stuff done, you know. And of course, friends are there, and me filming in front of people. Right now, I'm just not comfortable with it at all. So, I figured I'd show you kind of what we did last night. Sorry for the cameras and computer screens don't really work well, but I kind of just modeled up a cylinder head for a Ford 302. Nothing fancy, boys. I just basically needed those hole locations, and I took some quick measurements to know that no matter where I put the alternator, it wasn't going to interfere with the head. So that's why I kind of actually did the extra step and, you know, made somewhat of a cylinder head looking thing. Obviously not a very fancy one, but I just needed the rough outline of it. So once we did that, we designed a little bit of a base plate that you see there. These 3 holes will mount to the head. That hole is where the main mount for the alternator will go. And then I did a front plate, which will be on the front of the alternator. Again, those 2 holes will be hitting the head, and the alternator will be able to, you know, swing in there real good. Then I put in some spacers and some front spacers. And then I also did a little tensioner arm there. You can barely see. I'll see if I can move that around here a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of what I got drawn up. Again, nothing fancy. Not very fluent with Fusion 360. However, this went way faster than I anticipated. Working on site, it was a lot of fun actually, and it was just a lot better. I could actually, you know, measure on the block, get the information I needed, put it right into the computer, and come up with this. So I know it doesn't look like much, but I'm kind of proud of it, the fact that I was able to do it. So now I got to get those plates anyways. The spacers will have to kind of make, but I got to get the flat iron pieces onto the plasma table. Got my desktop back, downloading the software on that right now. I'll see if I can get that going. If not, I do have everything ready to go on my laptop to use on the plasma. So any which way you spin it, I'm hoping to cut that stuff today. So I'm going to do a few test cuts on some scrap 1/4-inch material that I have laying around, because that's the material I plan on using for that bracket. In the long run, I'd like to make everything a little thicker, and maybe, you know, like 1/2-inch aluminum would be pretty sweet, but time and money. Time and money. So I'm going to do some practice cuts on the 1/4-inch, get that kind of dialed in, because I haven't cut 1/4-inch with this new software yet. And then once I got that set up, I'll bring you guys back in and we'll just show a quick video of me cutting this stuff. So stay with me. Okay, so I did some test cuts. They came out pretty good, or at least I'm happy enough with them. It probably wasn't as many test cuts as a guy should have made, but I'm going to run with it anyway. Here's one of the lines I cut. It's nice and, well, it's not straight, but it's, the cut is straight. My material was off. And then I also cut a 5/16 hole. Now, the only reason I did a test cut with that hole is because there are some bolt holes that will be that size. What did I say? Did I say 3/16? I meant 5/16. So that's the hole pattern, the size of the holes that I need for some of these brackets, and I wanted to make sure that I could cut it decent enough. It was a little bit tight, so I'll probably have to go through them with the drill, but the fact that it cut fairly clean for what it is, I mean, I'm not too pissed about that. Run a drill through there, ruin a drill through there, because I don't know if you guys have ever drilled through a plasma cut hole. Not the funnest thing in the world. But anyways, I got this set up. This is what the bracket looks like that I'm going to be cutting. Pretty simple. It's the smallest bracket of the bunch. I just remembered I need to make some changes to one of the brackets, so I got my other computer over there that I'm getting ready to make changes on. And I'm going to cut this thing. Yeah. Got my ground hooked up. I forgot that on the first test cut, actually. Still cut pretty good, but I didn't have a ground on it. But that's not good. So I set the ground up on there. I'm really liking that magnet. That helps a lot with some of this. Keeps the ground out of the water. Not that I think it matters, but it's just nicer, and not everything's so wet. So I'm going to set you guys up. Let's hit the start button on this guy. Okay, so not too bad, I guess. This is what we ended up with. I think I was going a little fast because I ended up with a little bit of an angle here. I don't know if you can see that. I was having that problem with some other tests I was doing, and to be honest, I think my floating head isn't strong enough to hold that that handle. So it wants to sag and give it a little bit of an angle cut to it. Slag was not the best. Again, I think I need either slow down or higher amps, and I think I'm going to try both. I might try cutting this piece again, because I don't know what went wonky up here, but it went flat there for a second. All my drawings are round. Holes are kind of as expected. So the smaller the hole, thicker material, it's always going to be off, guys. At least I'm pretty sure it will be. Slag, it's all removable. Some of this is coming off. But it got a little hot right here. So, I don't know. I might try cutting this again, adjust the settings a little bit, and try it again. But for a first go, I don't think it was too bad. Cut pretty good. I was going pretty fast, so I'm going to see if I can slow it down, and maybe I'll bump the amperage up a little bit and try her again. I am back at Jamie's shop, Competitor's Edge. My tripod broke, so I'm going to kind of be doing this guerrilla style, so hopefully this works. Anyways, here is the motor we were working on. This is for that bracket I made. I'll pull that bracket out and I'll show you. I gave it a little coat of paint, made her look pretty. And I picked up some aluminum rod. And so what basically we're going to do today, Jamie's actually not here. He's, got other stuff to do, I guess. But what we're going to do today is make our standoffs for our bracket, and hopefully that all works. I'll probably have to put one of the pulleys back on to make sure that I'm actually going to be able to line up the pulley with the belts so I can make these all the right lengths. And once I do that, I got another buddy here in town who is going to let me use his lathe so I can finish making my spacers and try to make them look a little bit more pretty. So I'm going to hop to it here, boys, and I'll let you see it once I kind of get some, things done here. So here are the pieces. They're all painted up. I think they turned out pretty good. I need to find out my limits on holes, though. That's something that not many people tell you when you're doing plaza cutting. But so I'm going to take those, make sure all my bolt holes line up. They should be pretty good. The ones that I was able to check at home seem to work fine, so I'm pretty confident in my measurements. And once I get that going, yeah, let's get this thing assembled. I need this done. Jamie needs this done. And I told him 2 weeks. It's over 2 weeks. So I'm going to hop to it here, boys, and I'll show you once we get somewhere. Well, guys, I'm back at my shop now. I finished up as far as I could go on that alternator bracket. I did a horrible job filming, or lack thereof, let's say. So I'm going to put some pictures in, insert pictures here, and show you some images that I took of it. There's a few pieces of hardware we need, or bolts and stuff like that, to really finish it off. And I'm hoping to get a picture from my buddy Jamie once he's got that all kind of running and working and stuff, and maybe in some better light. Because it'd be kind of cool to see that thing actually functioning. But I think overall, it was a good sturdy bracket. I have full faith that that thing will work. And it was a very fun project for me to use the CNC. And I got another project coming up. To be honest, I'm going to be using that thing for everything. That's just too cool. But anywho, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Sorry for the bad footage or not footage of me assembling that bracket. I'll try to do better next time. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. See you on the next one. See ya.